Are you ready for the best damn radio show on the planet? Man Hour Nation, rise up.
You know on the beat every time, no. I would like to personally welcome you to Man Hour After Dark. Say that thing. While I bring you the host, Mike, Buck, and Cone. You know who's coming to the stage. Sports talk than what you about to hear right here. I second that.
Go. You know that it's us when we talking about sports. Giving you facts on the field to the core. Tune in, we need the support. 1 hour too short, then listen some more. On all your stations, not dropping no music. Starts like Adidas, but Nike just do it. Down 4 in the 4th, we go for the win. Michael 2 seconds, we taking it in. Buck, Mike, and Combs, you know what's going on. Man, now we're After Dark, no LA, we the big spark. No 4th and inches won't cut you short. Got the best talking, it's all sports. Buzzing more than buzzer beaters. We coming live all through your speakers, go.
And what is up, Man Hour Nation? Michael Buckasha here with the Man Hour Show. Head to manhourradio.com. Check out the Man Hour page, or check out the blog section, of course, check the merchandise section as well. I said the website wrong. We updated the link. It is manhour.co. So if it's manhour.co, so new and approved website there. Check it out. An app is coming soon as well. If you guys are new here, consider liking, subscribing, and of course, comment away. This is a live, interactive show, and this is the truly only place you get live, raw, uncut sports talk every Monday through Friday, 10 p.m. East Coast time. NFL talk, obviously. So today is Fact or Crap, it is Fact or Crap Monday. Man, my days are all types of jacked up. Fact or Crap Monday, we're going to talk a little bit about J.O. Jones getting $45 million. What? What the what? Aaron Jones taking a pay cut. Eric Bieniemy is officially the Commanders' OC. Jonathan Gannon, Cardinals head C, says, I messed up. Well, my man, you need to chill out a little bit. Vic Bogago, how you say his name, Miami defensive coordinator, is officially in. Has he tainted his legacy as well? Before we do two to go away, we've got to welcome some people in the chat. We see Katie Wilson in the chat. What's up, Katie? What is up, Katie? Do I spy a University of Central Missouri shirt there, Katie? The Mules. I was recruited once to be a mule, but I believe at that time, were they still did Central Missouri trade? I think they were Truman State at the time still, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong, Katie, but did Truman State become Central Missouri State? Or did Truman State become like Missouri State? I can't remember. Like either way, I'm glad you're here with us here tonight, Katie. I'm glad to see some new faces here. We see my man Drew popping in. What's up, Drew? Hope you're having a grand night. He says, howdy, Buck. And I say howdy to my man Drew. Drew, members only stream after the show there. So bada bing, bada boom. I went to college there. I'm not for sure what you're trying to say, Katie, but I do spy a University of Central Missouri State. She says she went to college there. So bada bing, bada boom. We have a college graduate there, or a college alum, or whatever. I'm a K-State guy myself. Went to Fort Scott Community College for 6 months. Was a Greyhound. I'm like, I gotta get out of town. Bada bing, bada boom. But before we get too carried away, we've got to get shocked. So, guys, usually the shock news is about something football related, right? But today, we're going to go a little bit different here. We are going to go into the world of YouTube. So I have a 5-year-old and a 2-year-old sons, respectively. One getting ready to turn 3. So me and my little man, I'm sitting here prepping for the show, making some new graphics and like all that crap. He's sitting here watching YouTube, and he is a Thomas the Train fanatic. If you guys don't know Thomas the Train, you are living under a rug. Thomas the Train is just freaking amazing, right? Well, anyways, they have this thing called mini choo-choos, and you know he's definitely like a mini choo-choo connoisseur, right? But with all that being said, we're sitting there watching about, I don't know, a minute into it, and then this weird ass graphic comes on, and he's like, oh no, it's Toro or something like that. I don't remember the exact name, but it is some scary ass monster designed to scare the living crap out of kids on these kids' videos. So I'm sitting there, I'm like, maybe this is just a fluke, right? So I'm scrolling through and I'm Googling this thing, and apparently this is like a little Chinese tactic where they make these kids' videos, and then they put this scary ass monster named Toro or Torrid or I can't remember his exact name, but it is designed to scare the crap out of kids. I'm like, what? YouTube. I understand, like, I am a product and I'm putting my product out there for you to deliver to the masses. But shit like this, man, that irritates the living crap out of me. How are you going to sit here and say this is YouTube Kids, right? And this Toro or Torrid or whatever the hell it was called, and it was probably in like 60% of the videos that we saw, about a minute in, this thing was scaring the shit out of this little kid. Like, my kid's 5. He knows the difference between monsters and aliens and like all that crap. It was scaring the living crap out of him in the middle of the freaking day. So YouTube, you got to do better than that. So guys, if you have YouTube Kids app and you have kids on a tablet or computer or YouTube TV or whatever, be wary of that. Be wary of that 100%. Let's get into the show. And it's time to get into some fact or crap for the day, guys. Monday edition here on Man Hour, and we are going to start with the old title segment of the show, and that is my man Daniel Jones. When I say my man, he is my man. He is my boy. We're brothers from another mother. Not really, but it is what it is, right? So experts, let me put that term in air quotes there and use that term very, very loosely because everybody's an expert nowadays, right? But experts say that Daniel Jones is going to touch the $45 million year range this contract. So as you guys know, this year was his 5th-year option for the New York Football Giants. So his rookie contract is over. He is officially a free agent right now. I'm not for sure if you can franchise tag a rookie or not, or like a player off of a rookie contract. I'm pretty sure you can because yada yada yada. But experts say he is worth $45 million a season. So when we think of that, think of these big names that are making this type of money. Aaron Rodgers makes $50 million, right? Kyler Murray's making like $45 million, and then I think it's Deshaun Watson is right underneath that, making like $44 million. Patrick Mahomes is making $40 million. Josh Allen is making $40. So when we think of those numbers as a whole, we instantly have to think as Daniel Jones as a top 5 quarterback in the league. So with that being said, fact or crap, is Daniel Jones worth $45 million a season? What? Definitely. Rome says definitely overpaying if he gets that. 100%. This is 100% crap, guys. How is not even a top 10 quarterback in the league? I wouldn't even put Daniel Jones as a top 15 quarterback in the league, and you want to pay him top 5 money in the NFL? What in God's green gracious is going on in New York? What, you guys just think got money to throw away like Saquon doesn't need the money? Act like you guys don't need wide receivers or lineman help or the defensive help? Like, what? What? You have got to be freaking kidding me about that. There is no way that this man is worth $45 million. My Drew says after last season, yes, he is worth 45. Oh, what? What did he do, Drew? Did he lead the New York Football Giants to a playoff berth? He did. Right, he did. But they got slacked in the first round of the playoffs. They got bad baby, Drew. Let's put this as a whole collective thing here. The last 5 seasons, has he ever been a top 10 quarterback in this league? On anybody's boards out there, has Daniel Jones ever been a top 10 quarterback in the league? I will wait and I will drink my beer, Drew. I have never seen Daniel Jones listed as a top 10 quarterback in the league. I have never seen Daniel Jones listed as a top 15 quarterback in the league. Hell, I've never seen Daniel Jones listed as a top 20 quarterback in this league. And you want to pay this man $45 million a season? What? What? Come on, guys, this is... Do you want to see an epic collapse of the New York Football Giants? Pay Daniel Jones $45 million. Yes, I get it. I know. Every time a quarterback comes up for a free agency, he wants to be the next big paid quarterback. Kyler Murray, next big paid guy. Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, right? It doesn't matter how mediocre you are. You want to be the next highest paid guy. So think about this. If Daniel Jones truly gets $45 million a season, I think Lamar Jackson is better than Daniel Jones. What does that do to the Lamar Jackson contract situation? Obviously, he's probably going to get franchise tagged, right? And then the year after that, he's probably like, you can get franchise tagged twice before you got to basically give him a deal or move on, right? If Daniel Jones is getting $45 million, Lamar Jackson is worth 70. I said it. He is worth $70 million a season if Daniel Jones gets 45. This will absolutely break the market 100%. What? Arthur Brown jumped in the chat. What's up, Arthur? He says, I feel like they can build around him. You cannot build around Daniel Jones for $45 million a season. You can't. Who else are you going to pay to bring in there? Are you going to expect all these veteran receivers to come in on franchise minimum deals and say, hey, we got a top 20 quarterback in the league. You can come play for him for $1 million. What? The New York Football Giants are building, right? The Giants are, what did Drew say? Yeah, nobody expected them to win more than 6 games this season. Absolutely correct. Nobody expect them to be nothing up Schitt's Creek. Let alone, what did they win 9 or 8 games this season? Nobody thought that. But also, Daniel Jones did not do that. Drew, Arthur, Katie. Daniel Jones did not do that. You know who did that? Daboll, the freaking head coach. Daboll rallied the troops. Hold my beer. We're going to the promised land, baby. The New York Giants could have won 8 games with Zach Wilson at the quarterback last season. Guys, just to think that after a good season, a mediocre season at that, I mean, how many passing touchdowns did he have? What was it, like 11? Had like 15 rushing touchdowns or something like that. There is absolutely no way you can continually sustain wins like that or even stay healthy. Ask Lamar Jackson. Ask Michael Vick. Pre-dogfighting. It doesn't make sense. Drew says he was a top 20 quarterback this year. He was a top 20 quarterback this year. How many starting quarterbacks are in the league, Drew? 32 starting quarterbacks. Well, if you count all the running backs that the old 49ers had, we have like 38 starting guys, right? But to say he's a top 20 quarterback is really not bragging. It's really not pumping your chest. It's really not saying, oh, look at me, I'm a top 20 quarterback in the NFL. You are still in the bottom half of the league, my man. Bottom half of the league. 16 is that break-even point, Drew. To say you're even top 15 is okay. You're better than 50% of the league. Congratulations. Yeah, that's not saying a lunch. Rome Ra says, no, he's terrible. But anything over 37 a year is a crime. How about this, Roma? I'm going to take you one step further. Anything over $25 million a year for Daniel Jones is a crime. Basically, franchise this man. Give him, I think it'd end up being like $25, $23 million a year if you franchise tag him. Franchise tag him. Say, prove it to me, baby. Prove it to me and show me what you got. Drew says, hey, this year he was great. Show it to me again. See if you can do it for me one more time. If you can do it for me one more time, we'll franchise tag you again one more time. We will give you that Kirk Cousins treatment that the Washington Redskins did for, was it 3 years they franchised that man? 3 years they franchised that man. I think I already seen that one. See that one as well. Arthur Brown says there is no one else available out there. What? You got Derek Carr available. You got Jimmy G available. Trey Lance is available. Ryan Tannehill is reportedly available. Jordan Love's probably available for the right pick, a draft pick, right? You got C.J. Stroud, you got Will Levis, you got Max Duggan. You can probably get like third or fourth round. There are options out there. Hell, you can draft my man Teddy Bridgewater. He's available. Who else is available? Baker Mayfield's available. Geno Smith is available. I mean, that's just off the top of my head. The list goes on and on and on. There are quarterbacks out there. Garner Minshew, if you want that guy. Mitchell Trubisky's out there. All quarterbacks that I just named are probably right at the Daniel Jones level there. Drew says, what is his PBR this season? I don't know. I didn't look it up, Drew. Does that matter? Use your eye test. Your eye test tells you that he can run the ball really, really well. Can he pass the ball? Hell no. Hell no. And this is where the show goes derailing right off the bat. Drew says Daniel Jones was a top 10 quarterback last season. Let me say that again for the people in the Jack. Drew says Daniel Jones was a top 10 quarterback last season. What? People have been dogging on my list last week for 8 days in a row now. There's 300 comments out there, 177 shares saying this guy is trash. Like, they're talking about my rankings. I don't have Daniel Jones in the top 10. Right now, the top 10 quarterbacks in the NFL, Patrick Mahomes, Jalen Hurts, Joseph Burrow. Who did I have at number 4? I had Josh Allen at number 7. Dak Prescott was 5. Who was number 4? Justin Herbert was a 4. Number 10 was Derek Carr. Number 9 was... Either way, I did not have Daniel Jones in the top 10. Did not have Daniel Jones in the top 15. I would have Daniel Jones slide in about 20 to 19 range. Definitely not a top 10 quarterback, Drew. Come on, man. What? Arthur Brown says, pick up a rookie and set yourself back. Daboll has kind of been the quarterback whisperer, right? He has been the Eric Bieniemy of the East Coast, it seems like. Do we really think Josh Allen would be the quarterback he is right now with that leverage, that notoriety without Daboll? This year, he definitely took a couple steps back, and Daboll was gone. I think Daboll would love a rookie quarterback, someone he can mold, someone he can, truly build around. Saquon Barkley just signed an $11 million, $12 million deal. They got some cap space to possibly get some receivers in. Odell Beckham Jr. wants to come back. A rookie quarterback would not be bad for the New York Football Giants. I mean, hell, if you want to go that route, Max Duggan, the TCU quarterback, Heisman runner-up, 1-year starter for TCU, you can probably draft him about the 5th round, maybe 6th round, I think he'll go. If you want to go that route, franchise tag Daniel Jones for the $20 million or whatever it is. I don't know what the quarterback franchise tagging will be. Draft Max. Watch him progress for a year. Basically give him a redshirt year to learn under Daniel Jones, Daboll, etc. Give them an opportunity to really showcase his skill because there is only 1 year of film on him. And if you love him, great. Quarterback of the future, Tom Brady-esque, right? A diamond in the rough. If you don't like him, it's just a 6th-round pick. Franchise tag Daniel Jones 1 more year. I think the Giants are going to go quarterback in this draft. Now, we will be talking to my man Tori on Sunday afternoon about that, about 2 o'clock East Coast time. So if you guys are interested in some draft talk, you can always join you can join our NFL draft group over here at Facebook, facebook.com/NFL draft. Search for it, Man Hour. Arthur Brown says, and remember what division they are in. I'm not for sure where you're going with that, Arthur. Are you trying to say that their division is really, really good or really, really, really bad? Because I don't think Daniel Jones would be successful in any other division. I think he would be right there in the mediocre no matter what team he played for. If he played for the New York Jets, they would still only be a 6, 7, 8 win team. If he played for the Miami Dolphins, he would still only be a 6, 7, 8 win team. I think that is the ceiling for Daniel Jones is 9 wins. Is 9 wins. James jumped in the chat. James Chamberlain, good to see you, man. First time chatter. If you are new here, guys, consider liking, following, and subscribing to the channel. And this is a live interactive show. He says 100% of Jones' success this year was the product of Daboll. 100% correct. 100% agree with that. I agree with that, James, 150%. Because we saw what the New York Giants were. Granted, you can call it coaching or whatever you want, right? Mr. Clappy Hands himself, right? But in the end, you got to perform. You got to perform. Yes, he got paid too much nowadays. If you have a decent quarterback in the league, he's going to get locked down. Absolutely correct there, man. That is really, really big, isn't it? But basically what Arthur Brown is saying, if you are a mediocre quarterback and you hit free agency, you're going to get overpaid for. Geno Smith is probably going to get overpaid for. Derek Carr probably going to get overpaid for. Jimmy G probably going to get overpaid for, unfortunately. Romeo. I was being generous because they see him as a franchise quarterback. That's about what you'll pay for a franchise guys nowadays. I forget what you said. Probably, see if I can scroll back up. I think you said anything over 25, right? Oh, 37. So that is what you're paying, about $37 million a season. Yeah, you are about right. If you average it all out, you are 100% correct. Jimmy G got bag legs. Tannehill's hurt. Bridgewater is garbage. All Arthur Brown right there. Put that quotes and put it on a T-shirt. Teddy Bridgewater, guys. Let's flashback, what was it, like 10 years ago now? 7 years ago when he was with the Minnesota Vikings. When he literally exploded his knee up. Ever since then, he has never really had a true chance to showcase his ability, I think. Because, he was with, like, a year with the Broncos, was it? Then he went to, was it Carolina? Now he's with the Saints. Like, he has just really had never a chance to really showcase his ability. So, I am curious to see what Teddy Bridgewater still has in the tank. Oh, he was with Miami too, right? I don't know. James dropping the facts here. James says Mitchell Trubisky would be successful as a New York Football Giant. I tend to agree with this. I think Mitchell Trubisky learned a lot with the Buffalo Bills and last year with the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think he could be successful. Drew says, you made that list at the beginning of the season. No, Drew. He's talking about my top 10 quarterback list. I said these are the quarterbacks from 2022, how I feel that they ranked. So based on the performances from last year, this is how I think they ranked. So, Drew, this is going to fill up my whole screen. Oh, no. Why does yours scroll down, but old Arthur's didn't? It said, what's wrong with Daboll being the reason Jones did well? Daboll is the only coach who didn't try to change Jones. He used Jones' talent and ability, not try to change him. Or Drew, hear me out. Hear me out. Maybe Daboll knows the limitation of Daniel Jones and realized he can't throw the ball more than 15 yards on the field accurately. Maybe Daboll understands, hey, the only chance I got a chance to win with Daniel Jones is run the piss out of him, and hopefully he doesn't get knocked out. Maybe under Daboll, he is. They realize, hey, Saquon Barkley is healthy. Give him the ball as much as we can. I don't know. I'm just trying to call a spade at the end of the day there, Drew. Maybe, just maybe. Maybe we're all drunk. Maybe we are all drunk at the end of the day. Anyways, guys, moving on. So I am trying something new here. So, guys, bear with me. I'm really trying. I don't know. I'm basically trying this old stream text, and I got a lot happening. It is what it is. Normally, I would have some type of transaction happening, so it didn't seem so like, man, this guy's fucking drunk. But no, I'm not. Next on the old Factor Crap Monday edition here, Eric Bieniemy. That's right. The Kansas City Chiefs offensive coordinator for the last couple seasons, 5 seasons to be exact, has officially been named offensive coordinator / assistant head coach for the Washington Commanders. So fact or crap, this was a bad move by Eric Bieniemy. So when we think of the name Eric Bieniemy, the last 3 seasons, hell, the last 4 seasons, he has been the hot name to become a head coach, right? He has been that guy thinking that everybody's going to be the next head coach. But for whatever reason, he bombs interview after interview after interview. Now, I don't know if he bombs the interviews or if he doesn't take the job or they just don't like him. Nonetheless, he has not been named Colts head coach, Texans head coach, Denver Broncos head coach, Cardinals head coach. Where else did he interview? It seemed like he interviewed almost every job opening the last 3 seasons. So, factor crap, this was a bad move for Eric Bieniemy. I said it once, and I will say it again. Eric Bieniemy was driving a Ford Navigator, a Lincoln Navigator with the Kansas City Chiefs. Paid off, driving around, and basically milking it for everything that he got. This thing's got 20-inch rims on it, looking sexy, that sexy black. It is not starting to fade. Oh, and then I get a sponsorship for a new paint job, bada bing, bada boom. I'm living life, right? Now, he goes to Washington. Washington is kind of like that used up baby mama that has 3 kids by 3 different dads, right? We don't really know if she's the problem or if the people that she chooses is like is the problem. We don't quite know what the problem is, right? Eric Bieniemy is now going to be baby daddy number 4 with child number 4 with possibly a wrong woman, right? But sometimes to have your own child, you have to venture out and basically shit the bed, right? This was a bad choice for Eric Bieniemy. This was a very, very bad choice. Because you're going to baby mama drama with Ron Rivera. You don't even know who your quarterback is. You are, you have some good pieces. You have a good defense around you. You have Scary Terry, which is a top 10 receiver in the league. You have a solid running game. That rookie that shot himself or got shot or whatever. But you don't have a quarterback. You have Carson Wentz on the roster. I think he's owed like $20 million still. You have Taylor Heinicke on the roster. You have rookie and Sam Howell. And the ownership already says, hey, Sam Howell is going to be our guy. Like, what? You aren't even going to let the offensive coordinator like decide like, hey, I want this guy to be my quarterback. And the ownership is already saying, no, this is our guy. That's red flag number 1 for Washington. Red flag number 2. They signed Carson Wentz to a lucrative deal. I don't know what the deal was. Taylor Heinicke was performing before Carson Wentz came in. They drafted Sam Howell. Ultimately benched Carson Wentz for Taylor Heinicke. Taylor Heinicke had a bad game, a bad half, basically knocked him out of the playoffs. And they said, Sam Howell, here's your guy. And then after one half of football, you're going to name him the starter? Strike number 2. Red flag number 2. Red flag number 3. It almost seems like nobody wants to play for Washington. Ownership is dysfunctional. They're up for sale. They're not for sale. They're pimping out their cheerleaders. They're not pimping out their cheerleaders. It's just like, it is crazy in the end. So Eric Bieniemy might be one of the best offensive coordinators, offensive gurus we have ever seen out there. He might be a great head coach. But going to a dysfunctional franchise like the Washington Washington Commanders is not a way to boost your resume. And I think that's what he was thinking when he decided to make that move. Because many people say that this is Andy Reid's offense. Andy Reid calls it, yada, yada, yada. Eric Bieniemy is just getting the glory for being the offensive coordinator. Which it might be true. And you saw it during the Super Bowl. Andy Reid was talking him up. The players were talking him up. Basically, like they knew he was leaving no matter what. So this is 100% fact that Eric Bieniemy messed up by taking this Washington job. Because it's either going to be a huge success or a huge failure, and I've seen it's going to be a huge failure. Not because of Eric Bieniemy, because of the franchise that he is in, the division that they are in, and just the unknown uncertainty that they're in. It is what it is. Let me jump in the comments here and go through here. Arthur said, "Great move. He is getting a serious up to the next head coach for the Commanders." So he is the assistant head coach or whatever you want to refer to that as. But did he really earn that position? Do you think they just did that for some PR standard there, Arthur? Because let's just be honest. The Washington football team, Redskins, Commanders, whatever you want to call them, they are in, quote, PR hell. From pimping out their cheerleaders, from doing cocaine off of hookers' asses, they are in PR hell. What better way to appease the public, right? Yes, I know Ron Rivera is Native American descent. I'm not for sure. Mexican, I'm not for sure. But, I know he is a minority coach there. But why not get a black coach in there, too? So I kind of feel like Eric Bieniemy is kind of a scapegoat, to be honest with you. James says, solid move to learn defense from Ron Rivera. the point about that, James, is Ron Rivera doesn't have much to say with the defense right now. I don't think Ron Rivera has much to say with the whole team, to be honest with you. As a head coach myself, you don't really get to, you are sprinkled a little bit of here, a little bit of there, a little bit here, but you never really get to focus on the defense. You don't ever get to really focus on the offense or special teams or whatever. You have to make sure, hey, is my offensive coordinator actually doing what I want him to do? Is my defensive coordinator actually doing what I want him to do? Why does my special team suck? Why can I not tackle? Your head is... Ron Rivera is not going to have time to teach Eric Bieniemy defense. Drew says Bieniemy made a bad choice. I agree with you, Drew. I agree with you to extent that as a Chiefs fan, I hate to see coaching archy change, period, right? If it's not broke, don't fix it. But the reason why I think Eric Bieniemy made a bad move, because think about this. Andy Reid is 70-ish years old, 65-ish years old. Eric Bieniemy is not. Even during the Super Bowl postgame show, they were asking, like, hey, Andy Reid, how long are you going to coach? And he's like, I'm having fun. Well, what happens when the Chiefs don't make an AFC championship game? What happens when the Chiefs lose in the first round of the playoff games? Is he still having fun? Is he still having fun? I mean, is he going to walk away and Eric Bieniemy could have been slid into that perfect opportunity? I don't know. I don't know. Great move. He's getting serious help to be the next head coach for the Commanders. Do we think Ron Rivera is going to groom Eric Bieniemy to take his job? Let's just be honest here. Do we truly think Ron Rivera, the head coach of the Commanders, hired somebody to where he can groom to take his job next season or the year after that? No. If you truly think that, you are higher than a kite. Just like when we think, oh, this 7-year quarterback can be, let's look at the Green Bay Packers situation with Aaron Rodgers and Jordan Love. Do you think Aaron Rodgers really wants to groom Jordan Love to take his job and have a better legacy than him? No, he doesn't. He doesn't at all. Not to bring personal life into this conversation that we're having, but Ron Rivera lost his wife last season, right? Football is all he has right now. Let's just be honest about it. When you lose your wife of 30 plus years or whatever it was, you now have a hole in your soul. How do you feel that hole in your soul? You coach your heart out. You have a great season. You spend more hours than you could imagine at the football complex, watching film, drawing up plays, doing whatever you need to do. I am not going to groom no MFer to come take my job. This is all I got. Come on now. Solid move. Katie Wilson, I'm sorry. Fact, he made a horrible choice. Arthur Brown says he may bring Andy Reid's system and win. At the end of the day, Arthur Brown, it is Ron Rivera's team. Ron Rivera's offense. Ron Rivera's final say. Eric Bieniemy would say, hey, why don't we try this ring around a rosy bullshit? But Ron would be like, that's who do you think we are, the Kansas City Chiefs? Like, that's... He might try to implement some things there, but it is what it is. Drew says, don't forget, Washington is going to be sold. New ownership could say, we don't want you. Are they going to get sold, though? I mean, hell, draft is, the combine is in 10 days away. The draft is 35 days away or something like that. 60 days away. If it's going to get sold, it needs to be sold now, not after the draft. If I'm buying a product, I want things to be my way before you go be dinking and dunking over here. If it's going to happen, it has to happen now. Has to happen now. Makes me wonder if he knows something nobody else does. As an Eric Bieniemy, are you saying, Drew, that Ron Rivera hired Eric Bieniemy knowing that Ron Rivera is on his way out? Because let's just be honest. The GM the GM and ownership can say, hey, I would like you to interview this guy. I would like you to bring this guy in. But at the end of the day, it's Ron Rivera's choice. It's his staff. Or are you saying Ron Rivera is going to retire at the end of the season? I'm just trying to feel it out here. What do you think? James popping in with some things here. I think Eric fails in interviews when he gets asked about defense. That's why he went there. Okay. I could see that. Obviously the Chiefs are not a defensive juggernaut the first 8 weeks of the season. Now the last 8 weeks or 9 weeks of the season, they are a pretty good, damn good defense. But there have been offensive coordinators that get hired as head coaches all the time. There are quarterback coaches that get hired as head coaches all the time. You don't have to know every side of the ball. That's why you have assistants. That's why you have assistant head coaches, right? Now, I did see somebody here that Arthur says Ron is a defensive-minded coach, so maybe that is what the philosophy is going to be. Ron Rivera is going to be more focused on the defense, on the defensive coordinator, and he's going to say, Eric Bieniemy, you do your thing on the offense. I could see that. And then that would be huge thing, right? That could definitely be good things moving forward. But moving on here. Moving on. Aaron Jones. That's right. The Aaron Jones, Green Bay Packers running back, has officially taken a pay cut to $11 million a season to, quote, stick around in Green Bay. So when I got to thinking about this, I got to thinking, man, what are some players that are up for possible free agency? What are some players that they could bring in for big contracts that, that could be warrant that? So fact or crap, Aaron Jones took a pay cut to keep Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay. So as you guys know, Aaron Rodgers is due $50 million this season. He is kind of reportedly of maybe possibly going to the Jets, going to the Raiders, or he may even stay in the Packers. So with all that being said, nobody really knows what Aaron Rodgers is going to do but Aaron Rodgers himself. But we also knew that Aaron Rodgers was very displeased when Davante Adams left because he didn't have his weapons around him. Randall Cobb is going to be gone. Lazard's probably going to be gone, right? They are down to rookie receivers. Aaron Jones knows this. Aaron Jones knows that his time is valuable in the NFL. So for him to take a pay cut to stay in Green Bay tells me a couple things there. Tells me a couple things that they're going to be heavy on the free agency wide receiver market. Odell Beckham Jr., Landry Jones, Michael Thomas, whoever you want, right? Michael Gallup, possibly. But that also tells me that when you take a pay cut to bring in free agents, wide receivers, you are leaving the door open for Aaron Rodgers to come back. So this is a 157%, 2.2% fact. Aaron Jones took a pay cut to bring Aaron Rodgers back. It's simple as that. How good are the Green Bay Packers without Aaron Rodgers on that team? 500 team, 7-9. So it would be 7-10, right? They are a 9-win team without Aaron Rodgers on the field. This year they were a 9-win team as well, but obviously growing pains, injuries, etc. Right now, if you bring in a high-profile receiver, Michael Thomas, Landry Jones, Odell Beckham Jr., Michael Gallup could possibly be out there. McCole Hardman is going to be a free agent. Juju is going to be a free agent. You can get those guys to come to Green Bay and play with arguably one of the best quarterbacks in the league with you taking a pay cut. Hell yeah, sign me up. This is 100% fact. 100% fact. Aaron Jones is thinking with the right head. He's not thinking with his dick. He's thinking with his head. He is thinking like, man, we got the defense. We got Aaron Rodgers. We got me. All we're missing is a receiver, baby. All we're missing is a receiver. Fact. Arthur Brown says, facts. Drew says, crap. What? Drew, let me ask you this question, Drew. You say crap because I believe you are a Green Bay Packers hater. You just hate everything about Green Bay Packers and Aaron Rodgers. Are you telling me this man and Aaron Jones is taking a pay cut just to take a pay cut to stay in Green Bay? Give me one person that wants to stay in Green Bay. Now, I would love to live in Green Bay. Why? Because the Packers are there. It's small town living. Me, personally, I would love to live in Green Bay. Do I want to work in Green Bay in the dead of winter, 50 below zero? Hell no. Let me go to Miami. Let me go to a dome stadium in the Chicago Bears, right? Give me something. Lambeau. I don't know. I just, there is a reason why he is taking a pay cut. There is a reason why he is not even a. Let me ask you this: Is Aaron Jones a top running back in the league? Is he a top 5, top 10 running back in the league? I'm going to say Aaron Jones is probably the 4th ranked quarterback in the league. I truly feel that he is a very good running back. When I say top 4, number 1, we're probably looking at probably Zeke and then Saquon from last year alone, then Tony Pollard, and then we're probably looking at Aaron Jones. Like, he is that guy. He is that guy. Drew says, I think the team is fed up with Aaron Rodgers' BS. He's toxic. They'll need to free up cap space and give Jordan weapons to build around him. So, Drew, think about this. When you have to free up cap space, one of the biggest cap space that they can free up is the release of old Aaron Rodgers. When I say release, I mean trade. Is there anybody really willing to trade for Aaron Rodgers? I don't think there's anybody willing to trade for Aaron Rodgers right now. Now, if he decides to retire and pull a Brett Favre, then come back possibly. But I still think the Packers will still own the rights to him. They still got that dead cap hit. I don't know what the dead cap is. Probably 40 million or something. But is he really toxic, or do people just trying to give him a bad rap? I don't know. Speaking of bad raps, Jonathan Gannon, Arizona Cardinals' new head coach, says the Super Bowl, and I quote when he was a defensive coordinator, says he did not make proper adjustments in the Super Bowl to stop Patrick Mahomes. So as you guys know, the Kansas City Chiefs were basically perfect in the second half of the Super Bowl. The only time they did not give up they did not get a first down or a touchdown is when Jared McKinnon decided to slide and run out the clock. So factor crap by Jonathan Gannon saying that he could not make adjustments to stop the Kansas City Chiefs is a bad look for him and the Arizona Cardinals moving forward. So when I think about this, I do not want my coaching staff, my head coach, my defensive coordinator, my offensive coordinator as a player saying, you know what, I messed up. I did not make the adjustments. Well, why didn't you make the adjustments? Could you not make the adjustments? Did you not know how to make the adjustments? Was the spot too big for you? Like, why couldn't you fix this? Why couldn't you say, hey, I need you to go B gap, and so instead of going C gap, hey, you're running too far upfield, you need to stop. And why didn't you make the adjustment? Why couldn't you see that? You have 12 different coaches besides you. Hell, you have Vic Vigato, or how you say the hell his freaking name is, as a special defense of specialist for 2 weeks, and he couldn't help you? Guys, this is 100% fact. I do not want to hear this from Jonathan Gannon as being the new Arizona Cardinals head coach. Now, you can say that he is owning up to his mistakes. He is doing this, he's doing that. I don't want to hear that shit, man. I don't want to hear that I was out coached. I don't want to hear that I couldn't make adjustments. I don't want to hear this, or this, or this. Just say, you know what? We're moving past the Super Bowl. I am now the head coach of the Arizona Cardinals, and I'm worried about bringing D-Hop back. I'm worried about Kyler Murray being healthy, which he won't be healthy come week one. I'm worried about getting Colt McCoy on the field with James Conner and D-Hop and figuring out how to replace my Hall of Fame defensive end and J.J. Watt. I don't want to hear you making excuses about the Super Bowl. I don't. As a player, that's the last thing that I want to hear. What you couldn't make you couldn't make adjustments to stop the Chiefs? How are you going to make the adjustments to stop the Rams? How are you going to make the adjustments to stop the 49ers? How are you going to make the adjustments to play the Dallas like the Cowboys? I'm talking NFC teams here. If you can't stop a team in the Super Bowl with an extra coach on the staff in 2 weeks to prepare, how are you going to do week in and week out? I don't think you can. I don't think you can. The Chiefs and Mahomes are damn near unstoppable. Everybody knows this. I don't think it hurts him as much as you think. Well, Drew, let's say you are a police officer. Your police chief says, I don't know how to stop this burglar. We're just going to let him do it. And we'll take blame for it later. What? What? You don't know how to stop a burglar? You don't even go throw an idea out there? Yes, he might be able to escape Alcatraz, right? He might be able to sneak into the beautiful diamond place with all the lasers and shit and put in the mirrors and steal the diamond, but you're not even going to attempt to try? Be like, they're just better than me. Like, you're just going to throw your hands up like, oh, they're better than me? Oh, it's the Chiefs. It's Mahomes. They're damn near unstoppable. They stopped him in the first half just fine. The Cincinnati Bengals stopped him 3 times in 3 games in the last year and a half. Vic Fangio. How do you say that guy's name? Vic Fangio, defensive coordinator now for the Miami Dolphins, was the defensive coordinator for the Denver Broncos. Seen Patrick Mahomes many times. Served as a special assistant for the Eagles for two weeks. And, why did you do that? I don't know. Just everything about this screams like I fucked up and I don't know how to fix it. And I don't want to hear that. As an employee, as a player, as a as a subordinate, right? I don't want to hear that crap. Fangio. There you go. Thanks, guys. James, Drew, Arthur. Thank you, guys. Fangio. Vic Fangio. Fangio. I don't want to hear Jonathan Gannon, Coach Gannon say, I don't know how to fix it. Sorry. I may have cost us a Super Bowl, but I don't know how to fix it. I don't know. It is what it is at the end of the day. All right, guys, so that is going to be it for the Man Hour today. Fangio. Thanks, James. If you guys got any questions, comments, or concerns, always hit me up on the old Twitter machine at manhour_buck. But, of course, we are live, raw, uncut sports, guys, every Monday through Friday right here on YouTube.com and, of course, Facebook.com, 10 p.m. East Coast time. We got big things happening with Manscaped, guys, starting in June. So big things happening. Me and Combs will be going in 2 hours, 5 days a week with them. Canadian TV. Oh, man. Think things are popping over here at Man Hour. But if you are a member, guys, head over to youtube.com/Man Hour. I'm going to start the members only stream as soon as I end this to basically chit chat, hang out, do some post-edit stuff, all that good stuff. Drew says, did you get my message from earlier today? I did not, Drew. I don't check my personal Facebook that much anymore. I'm on the Man Hour Facebook probably 95% of the time. But I will check it later. But, guys, this has been live. This has been raw. Of course, as always, uncut sports talk with your man, Michael Buckheischer. manhour.co, guys. Check it out. We'll see you tomorrow. Same time, same place. Have a good night.